So you're thinking about moving to Bend, Oregon? In this video, we're going to interview a local professional tree arborist. If you stick around until the end, I will share with you information that can save you thousands of dollars. You definitely don't want to miss that. And we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel, and you want to know everything about living in Bend, Oregon, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications, so you can be the first to know about the current market in Bend, Oregon. My name is Joshua Grossman. I'm the leader of the Grossman Home Team with eXp Realty. We get calls and emails every day from people like you, looking on help moving to Bend, Oregon. And we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, or sign up for a free Zoom consult. All of our information is below. We want to help make a smooth transition to Bend, Oregon. So as I mentioned, we are here with Urban Forest Tree Service, a local arborist in Bend, Oregon. Today we're here with Bo Broden from, what's the name of your business again, Bo?
It's Urban Forest Tree Service.
Urban Forest Tree Service. So from the name of it, I would guess that you are an arborist and you trim trees, bushes, that kind of stuff, which is something that most people don't know how to do and probably don't want to do themselves. So without further ado, you guys, let's ask Bo some questions about tree service. So Bo, thanks for joining the channel today. We super appreciate it. You know, what's your specialty? Do you have a specialty? Is there something that you do specifically, or is it every job different?
Thanks so much for the opportunity. Happy to be a part of this. And so a little bit about us. I come from a fire background first. I come from a military background that translated to the fire service for doing wildland firefighting. So I have a pretty good idea of how wildfire moves through urban areas. I was on the Prineville Hot Shots, just spent a year down there, figured that I'd go back to kind of the tree industry arborist side. So I started the company in 2016. And since then, we've grown it to 10 employees now. And we have a few fully certified, ISA certified arborists on staff. And we are also, we are qualified for tree risk assessment. So what that means is we can look at everything from tree health issues. We can look at tree stand issues if you're having overcrowding, or if you're having like a fuels issue. If the fire marshal comes around and says, hey, you need to do something with your property, that's kind of our bread and butter. Not only that, though, we are tree healthcare providers. So if you have a tree that's ailing or failing, we can show up and look at the soil, and we can look at everything from the roots up to the top of the crown and give you an idea how to reverse that process if it hasn't gone too far. The last part of that, I did mention that we are qualified for tree risk assessment. So if you have a tree, let's say it's a city right-of-way tree that you take care of, or let's say you have a new building project and you get too close to the root zone, we can come in and essentially write a document that is legally, essentially, it gives you power in the sense that if that tree were to fail and maybe injure or destroy another person's property, you could use that document in the court systems. So we're pretty versatile. We do everything trees, pruning, removals, nothing's too small or too big.
That's awesome. So, because like most people don't know this, a question I like to ask everybody is like, you know, in your business, what's something that you do that the average homeowner just doesn't know? Like for instance, I just told you a story. I just had some random guy trim a tree because my wife wanted it done and he was here doing work. That probably wasn't the right thing to do. And it's a huge juniper tree that sits right by my house. So like what would you suggest, you know, like someone thinking about, you know, like what is something that you can absolutely provide some insight to that somebody may just never have thought about?
Yeah, I think lately my talking point to people is this. Go to a new housing development without any trees, and you will find yourself emotionally missing something. Walk downtown Bend and you understand the value of trees, and we start to realize that trees are assets for properties. So if we don't look at them as assets, we won't ever put attention to them. It's like they're living organisms. So it's like our bodies. If we don't maybe try to hit the gym once in a while or eat well, we will probably decline. So trees are the same way. If they're not tended to or cared for, the asset is actually going to decline. And over time, trees actually increase in value. And so if they were to be assessed for property values, which we don't often do here, unfortunately, they would exponentially add value to your home. So the biggest thing is if you have a yard or a property or landscape and you want to keep it maintained and healthy, because here's what I also tell people. In a forest, if a tree declines or dies, nobody cares. If you have 4 trees in your yard and you lose a big tree, that could open up a huge space for, let's say, sunlight that's cooling your house in the summertime. Again, these are assets. So if you want to preserve them for the longest time in the urban environment. And so if you have trees or landscapes, just give us a call. We do free estimates and we also do consultations, but we can look at anything tree related.
I think that's super awesome. And, like I'm a realtor. And so I talk to people about house values, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And honestly, like I've talked to people about trees before, but never really in this depth. So, that gives me something now to go back to my clients to and say, hey, have you thought about this? Hey, all this timber on your property is worth money. We should get somebody out here to take a look at it. Or, these 4 trees, because in the city of Bend, there's an ordinance. I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head, but you have to have a certain amount of trees per thing when someone develops a lot. And it's not a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, but you do have to have those. So to keep those well growing and blooming and all that kind of stuff is very awesome. Plus, it just adds overall appeal because you're right. A bare neighborhood is not fun. Ones with nice trees, growing trees, all that kind of stuff. And that's something you should look at when you're purchasing or selling your house, right? If you purchase a house, do you want these little tiny trees or do you want a more established neighborhood that has the bigger trees? So definitely things to think about. So, hey, Bo, if someone wants to get a hold of you and take advantage of your service, give us a rundown. What's the best phone number for you?
Yeah, so our best phone number is going to be 541-419-4277. It used to be my personal number. I'm just finally trying to switch. Although I do not care if my personal number is called. That's the type of service we are. So
that's awesome.
If you
look available, you got to be available. What's your website?
Yeah, the website is urbanforesttreeservicellc.com.
Okay, awesome. And anything else you want to tell our subscribers about trying to get a hold of you?
No, I think if you go on the website, there's a request form and that goes straight to our email. That's the easiest way for us to kind of get back to estimates or consultations. Probably better than a call. So
absolutely. I do know that Bo's very, very busy in the summer times, but not so much in the winter. So right now, if you're looking to have some stuff done, it might be a great time to have him come out and at least make a plan, get him booked and all that kind of stuff. So we absolutely appreciate you coming on the show, shedding some light on some things that people probably don't think about all the time. And that's why we do this, right? Like we want to promote local business. Bend is a local town, always been a local town. And I think God help us that it will always be a local town. Yep. And, like we love informing people about the people that are out there doing a great work. So thanks for joining us. We absolutely appreciate it. Joshua Grossman here with EXP. And thank you very much for tuning in to the show today. And we'll talk to everyone soon.